What's up, everybody? My name is Del. This is Del on Movies. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you've been here before, thanks for hanging out with me again. And it is challenge time once again, thanks to Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. If you recall, I did a video with my top, 25 of my favorite male actors. He issued that challenge. He also issued a challenge for picking a movie for every letter of the alphabet plus a number. So I did that challenge. He's continuing on with doing 25 actresses and plus an ensemble. That's what we're here to do today. He's next week or later this week, probably by the time you see this video, he's going to issue a challenge for directors, and I'll film that and probably get that out for you guys next week. But like I said, today we're talking about actresses, and I had to put my own little spin on it, as I always do. Of course, the actual challenge is 25 actresses that you really like and one movie that features an ensemble cast, a largely female ensemble cast. So we definitely did that. The twist this time with all male actors, I went with all black actors. This time I didn't go with all black females, but I did go with all women of color. So that's how we're gonna play with this. That's how we're gonna roll with it. So let's just go ahead and get started, because we got a lot of movies to talk about. This is in no particular order, except for these first two movies, and I'll explain why those two movies had to be together. And the first actress is Halle Berry, and the movie that I'm going to bring up is, for me, is probably her best performance, is one of her best performances. And I did a video featuring where I did rank all of her performances, or her top 10 performances. You can definitely check that out. I'll leave the link below for that one. And this movie is Cloud Atlas. So in this one, she plays 6 parts, and she does excellent work in all of them. If you know me and if you watch that video, you'll know that I'm not really the biggest fan of her as an actress, even though she's a fantastic personality. But here she does some of her best work. Now, the movie that I really wanted for her is a movie that I don't have, so I couldn't pick it, and that's a movie called Introducing Dorothy Dandridge. And the reason I wanted that movie is, again, that's also one that she does some of her best work in, and I wanted that movie because the next actress on my list is Dorothy Dandridge, and the movie is called Carmen Jones. Dorothy Dandridge, if you don't know, she was nominated for an Oscar for this role. I believe she won an Oscar, so one of the few black women to win an Oscar. No, she didn't win. She was nominated. Sorry, she was nominated for Best Actress. First black woman to be nominated for a lead as Best Actress. She did not win. Halle Berry played her in an HBO movie years later. If you don't know anything about this movie, it's a musical, and if you just take away the Jones, it is really just a retelling of the classic opera Carmen. So go ahead and check that out if you're into musicals. It's a fantastic one. Harry Belafonte is her co-star in the movie. My next actress here is the one and only Pam Grier, the incomparable one, and the movie is Coffee. I almost went with Foxy Brown, almost went with Jackie Brown, but Coffee is probably my favorite movie of hers. Definitely my favorite 70s movie of hers. So had to go with Coffee. Next on the list is Salma Hayek. Now, Salma Hayek is I'm gonna show my cards here a little bit. Salma Hayek's definitely a crush of mine, but she's also a really good actress, and to be honest, she does better in her Spanish speaking roles than she does in her American speaking roles. I have another actress like that later, and I'll talk about her. But this one combines both. She gets to do both, but it's mostly in Spanish, and that is the biopic Frida, where she plays legendary Mexican artist Frida Kahlo. If you haven't seen this one, go ahead and check it out. It is a tour de force. If you like biopics, definitely by all means check this one out. Next is Taraji P. Henson. She's a great actress. She's been great in everything, but I don't have a whole lot of her movies for some reason. But this one, I went with this one. Underrated to me. It's not a great movie, but it's not as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. And that's Proud Mary, where she's actually playing an action role this time. And to be honest, a lot of it is paying homage to Pam Grier, even though it's not the same character, but you can tell there's a lot of inspiration taken from Pam Grier for that. Next up is Viola Davis. I just saw her on the big screen in The Woman King, and I'm gonna have a video about The Woman King, so I'm not gonna really say anything more about it for right now. But the movie I picked for her is Fences, where she won an Oscar playing opposite Mr. Denzel Washington. She is just phenomenal in this movie. So if you like a drama, it's based on a stage play. If you like drama, Fences, you can't go wrong with that one. Rosario Dawson is the next actress. If you're not familiar with Rosario Dawson, for a lot of my viewers, I would say you probably know her from Clerks 2. And you might know her from a few other things. He Got Game, even though I didn't pick that one. The one I'm picking is the first movie I ever saw her in. She was pretty young here, I think like 17, 18 years old. And the movie was Kids. This is a really tough watch. So I would say tread lightly. If you're going to check out Kids, if you haven't seen it, definitely go into it ready to be knocked over pretty much. Queen Latifah is up next. In this movie, I toyed around with the idea of picking it as my ensemble pick, but I did not. The cast is stacked. Latifah gives, for me, her best performance, and that is as Cleo in Set It Off. And you can see the rest of the cast there. You can see Jada Pinkett Smith, Vivica A. Fox, and Kimberly Elise, where my finger is. So, and they're all great in this movie. So Set It Off gets my pick for Queen Latifah. Next is Alfre Woodard. Now, she is like Taraji P. Henson. She's great in everything she's in. But I don't have a ton of her stuff, or at least not a ton of her stuff where she has a major part. So I'm going to go ahead with this movie. That, again, it's another one that I like. A lot of people don't really like that much, but I like it. And that is A Wrinkle in Time. Is she on the cover? She's actually not on the cover of this movie, sadly, but she is in the movie. So A Wrinkle in Time. It's a good kids fantasy movie. I liked it. It got a lot of hate, and mainly it's one of those things where the source material wasn't really as true to the source material. From what I understand, I never read the book or never saw the first movie, because there was another movie of this back in the day. But I liked it, so I'm gonna stick with that. The next actress is a Chinese actress named Zhang Ziyi. And again, for American audiences, you probably know her from Rush Hour 2. I could have picked that. I didn't pick that. She was the villain, one of the villains in Rush Hour 2. I went for her in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Michelle Yeoh is also in this movie. Chow Yun-fat's in this movie. And this is just pure fantasy, kung fu, martial arts fantasy. Really beautiful looking movie. So go ahead and check that out. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. If you're a martial arts fan, you probably have checked it out. If not, go ahead and watch it. Sanaa Lathan is the next actress, and for her, I've loving basketball. I picked in the A to Z challenge, and I forgot to mention this right off the bat. Part of this challenge is not using any of the movies that you use for Huck's previous two challenges, the A to Z challenge or the male actors, the actors challenge. So I've already talked about Love and Basketball for Sanaa Lathan. She is the next actress, if I hadn't said that. But I do have a few other movies of hers that I really like her in, and this one is called Brown Sugar. Here, it's a rom-com with her and Taye Diggs. Basically, it's a hip-hop rom-com because she's a writer for Hip Hop Magazine, and he is an A&R record company. So if you're into rom-coms, check out Brown Sugar. Nia Long is the next actress, and Nia Long, I've already talked a lot about her on the channel, and this movie I've even talked about, so I won't say much about it, but the movie is Love Jones. Next is Angela Bassett. Now, Angela Bassett caused me a bit of a problem. The problem is that I picked the wrong movie for another actor. Not the wrong movie, but a movie I should have saved for her. And I knew that this was coming. The movie was What's Love Got to Do with It, where she plays Tina Turner and gives a phenomenal performance in that movie. But I picked it for Lawrence Fishburne and his work as Ike Turner in that film. What I should have done was probably pick Deep Cover and picked her for What's Love Got to Do with It, but I didn't. So I went with the next best thing, another movie where she is great, and another movie I could have picked for the ensemble, but I did not, and that is Waiting to Exhale. If you've not seen Waiting to Exhale, it's based on the book of the same name. It's a really good story. It has Whitney Houston also in the movie. Loretta Devine is in the movie. Layla Rashawn over here. And if you're not familiar with Layla Rashawn, she was Sunshine in Harlem Nights. If you've seen that movie, and if you haven't seen that movie, go watch it and have a laugh. I think I picked that for Eddie Murphy in my Actors Challenge. Next is another former singer, Whitney Houston. We just talked a little bit about. Another former singer is Diana Ross. Well, not a former singer. She's Diana Ross. She's a legend. She's also dabbled in some acting, and this performance garnered her an Oscar nomination, playing another singer. She was playing the legendary Billie Holiday, and that is Lady Sings the Blues. It's pretty heart-wrenching performance, pretty tough movie to watch because of all the things Billie Holiday went through in her life. I don't have the more recent Billie Holiday movie, which was the United States versus Billie Holiday, where I think Andra Day plays her, another a more current singer, and she's also did a great job playing the role. So go check that one out too. That one I believe is a Hulu movie, so it should still be out there. Next is Tessa Thompson. She's another actress that I don't really have the movie. I don't have the movie I really want to pick her for. The movie I really want to pick her for is the first thing I saw her in, Dear White People. So I got to find that. I got to get my hands on that. So the next best thing would have been picking her for Creed, but I used that movie too for Michael B. Jordan. So now that brings me down to the next best thing after that, which is a superhero movie. And I was kind of trying to avoid picking superhero movies, even though I am a big fan of them. But I had to do it for this one, so I went with Thor Ragnarok. And she along with Chris Hemsworth, of course, and there she is. Let me see it. There she is right there on the back. Along with Chris Hemsworth and the rest of the cast. Phenomenal chemistry. I've said phenomenal too many times in this video, but she is great chemistry with the cast and does well. Even does well in Thor Love and Thunder, even though I'm not a huge fan of that one. Don't have it yet. I'll probably get that one soon. Next on the list is Lupita Nyong'o. She was nominated for Oscar for 12 Years a Slave, but I did not pick that. I picked the movie that she should have been nominated for an Oscar for, and that was Jordan Peele's Us. So Jordan Peele, and so let me give you a little insight. So Jordan Peele will not be represented in my Director's Challenge, and that's because I picked I think I picked Get Out. Yeah, I picked Get Out on the A to Z challenge. I'm gonna have to rewatch my own videos, and then now I pick Us. Don't have Nope yet. It's not out yet, so he will probably not be in my Director's Challenge. But Us, I think, is a phenomenal movie. I know a lot of people don't like it as well as Get Out, or even Nope for some people. The next movie I'm taking is Octavia Spencer, and I did move something because actually we had my ensemble pick in the wrong place, guys. So the next movie I'm taking is for Octavia Spencer, and she's an actress who can go either way for me. So sometimes I really like her in something. She's always really good in something. It's just sometimes I don't really necessarily like her characters. And in this case, I really do like her character, and I think it's one of her best performances. It's one of her more subtle performances, and it's in a very tough movie to watch based on a true story, and that is Fruitvale Station, which actually stars Michael B. Jordan. Almost picked him for that. Almost saved this for the Director's Challenge, but Octavia Spencer plays the mom to this main character, and she doesn't have a lot of time on screen, but what she does with that time is amazing. So definitely check out Fruitvale Station, even though it is a tough watch though, guys. Next is Penelope Cruz. So Penelope Cruz is another Hispanic actress, and like Salma Hayek, her performances in Hispanic movies are better than they are in American movies. The problem is, I thought I had one of her Spanish speaking movies. I don't. So I went with an American one where I think she did probably her best work, and she's actually on the cover this time with Mr. Johnny Depp, and that is Blow. And next up is Michelle Yeoh, who we already talked about a little bit for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Had to go with what my favorite movie of 2022 is so far. We'll see if it stays at the top over the next couple of months. But that is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I'm kind of hoping she gets a Best Actress nod for this at the Academy Awards. Next actress is Gugu Mbatha Raw. So you may not have heard of her, or you may not know her name. You may have seen her. She's been in a few things. Beyond the Lights was probably her biggest movie. I want to say she was nominated for that movie for an Oscar, but I'm not sure. She played with Minnie Driver. I had that movie somewhere, had a hard time finding it. Went with another movie that I did talk about in a recommendation video and watch these movies, one of those episodes, and that is Fast Color. And this one is actually another superhero movie, but this is not a superhero movie like the Marvel movies or the DC movies. There's a lot more drama, just like feels like a straightforward drama, and it just so happens she has superpowers. Diane Carroll is the next actress. She's legendary. For me, the big thing for Diane Carroll, the big memory of her will always be watching her on Dynasty back in the 80s. She was a little bit older at the time, but she provided a great rival for Joan Collins. And it was amazing to see her in the 80s as a black woman on Dynasty, of all shows, where there just weren't other black people on the shows. Even though I was a big fan of Dynasty, though. So when she showed up, that was a lot of fun to watch. This is a movie that is in the Criterion Collection. She stars opposite James Earl Jones. Definitely a completely different character. And the movie is Claudine. And speaking of legendary, I'm going with Miss Cicely Tyson. And this is a movie where she's not the main character. She's the mentor to the main character, or the boss of the main character. Both mentor and boss at the same time. The main character is played by Lawrence Fishburne. I could have picked this for him as well, but I knew I wanted to save this for Cicely Tyson because I don't really have anything else of her that I like. I do have some other movies with her in them. They're movies my wife likes more than I do. They're Halle Berry movies. So I'm gonna go with Hoodlum for Miss Cicely Tyson, and she does not appear. Nope, she does not appear on the cover anywhere, unfortunately. So, but she is great in this with, again, limited screen time. But she's the boss. She's the big boss of the criminal organization that Lawrence Fishburne is running for her. That brings us to another legend, a different kind of legend, the iconic Jennifer Lopez, or J-Lo for short, Jenny from the Block if you want. One of her first roles, and that is the one I'm picking, and that is Money Train with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. Fun buddy cop flick. Just a lot of fun. Not the greatest movie in the world, but it is a whole lot of fun. And the chemistry between all three of them works really well. Next is perhaps a legend in the making, a younger actress. The movie's Akeelah and the Bee. The actress is Kiki Palmer, and like I said, the movie is Akeelah and the Bee. This was the first thing I ever saw her in. She was really young here. And you can see Lawrence Fishburne shows up again. He is all over this list. And Angela Bassett also here. I thought about picking this for her. But this is a fantastic movie. Good family movie, even though especially right at the beginning, there's some choice words in the movie if you have really young ones. But definitely one that everybody can get into. And next actress is one a lot of people don't know by name, but they may have seen her face. Her name is Carmen Ejogo. And if you don't know her, you probably have seen this movie and just don't realize that that's her name. She plays the mom in the movie. Her and her daughter are trying to survive this one night, and big strong Frank Grillo is trying to help keep her alive. And the movie is The Purge: Anarchy. For me, this is the best movie in the series. It's just nuts from start to finish. It's what the first Purge should have been. So The Purge: Anarchy is the movie, and she is on the back here a couple of times. Actually, she is over here. Again, she plays the mom, and she is, I think I have my finger, or no, she's behind Frank Grillo right there. So Carmen Ejogo and The Purge: Anarchy. And last but not least is my ensemble pick. My ensemble pick does include two women who I've already talked about, plus another one who I could have talked about, but I chose not to. And that is Taraji P. Henson. Forgive me. Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, Janelle Monáe, and the movie is Hidden Figures. Based on a true story, pretty uplifting story at that, about how these women helped with the moon landing back in 1969. So that is all I have for the challenge for my 25 actresses plus an ensemble pick. Guys, if you would like to do this challenge, go ahead and post your video. Let me know. I definitely want to see it. If you don't have a YouTube channel or you don't want to do a video, post it down below in the comments who you would pick and what the movies are. I would love to see that. Can definitely talk about those. Go check out Huck's videos for sure, and leave a comment on his page, on his YouTube channel. Let him know that you saw him over here. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to the director's challenge, guys. I've got some things in the works, so I'm looking forward to that one. Let me know if you like this one just by smashing the like button, commenting, subscribing, do all those YouTube things, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.